This video is an overview of Week 3 class meeting of Managing Math Anxiety class, LAC 022. In case you missed the class or want to refresh what we talked about in class, this video is for you. In last class, we learned some breathing techniques that will help you to calm down anxiety not only during situations when you use math and find it stressful, but in other life situations as well. I will put the link to that video in the comments if you're not in my class but would like to learn those techniques. They're very useful. And if you are in my class, you can find the link to that video in the module overview page. Getting control of your emotions through breathing is one of the mindful activities. Mindful activity is any activity when your thoughts are focused on the process, on now, rather than flying somewhere around. Other examples of mindful activities besides controlled breathing would be meditation, walking, journaling. The reason I am asking you to keep journal logs in this class about the situations that require you to use math daily and how you felt about it is so you can notice your emotions when you come face to face with the situations that have potential to make you anxious. When we are upset with something or have stress in our life and trying to solve the problem, first thing is to understand what the problem is. Read and reread it if it was a math problem. And in order to clearly understand what we're up against, it's easier to put it on paper. Once we face the problem or clearly understand what it is about, we can start devising the plan of action. If it was a math problem, we would be creating an equation for the unknown. In your journaling, you have a column for what I'm going to do about it. In order to start reacting differently in the situations that give you stress and get control of your anxious emotions those situations produce, you need to start doing something differently. If you want different results, you must try different approaches. Albert Einstein once said, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results." Mindful activities help us to gather our thoughts, focus on present moment, and stop tying ourselves to our past experiences and look at the situation from a different perspective. If in the past you had negative experiences with math, it shouldn't stop you from achieving success with anything that relates to math in your present. Besides being mindful about your present, know the specifics of learning math as a subject will help you to lower your anxiety and increase academic performance, not only in math classes, but in other classes as well. In today's class, we will learn how math is different or similar to other subjects, and what study techniques will help you put your strength to achieving better results in learning math. We'll take a brief look at how to incorporate various study strategies such as reading math textbook, taking notes in math class, managing your time effectively, and dealing with procrastination and more. Why I said we will only take a brief look at those techniques, because it is a much broader subject. I teach a whole class dedicated to learning various study techniques specifically for math classes. This class is also one unit and we meet for 6 weeks. If you're interested taking this class in the fall, check the ABC schedule. However, what we go over today will give you a good idea what are the good study techniques for math classes. After today's class, you'll be able to recognize your learning style and what techniques work best for your learning modality. We'll identify additional helpful resources on campus and discuss what steps you can take to improve your success in math classes. Besides participating in today's Zoom class meeting and filling out the reflection of today's class, by the end of today, you'll complete the following activities this week. Fill out the Math Study Skills Inventory to identify your strengths and weaknesses in studying math and to bring your attention to areas that need improvement. Take a Learning Styles questionnaire that will help you recognize your learning style and apply learning techniques to your study that will help you with studying math. You will enroll in the Learning Center Canvas shell to have access to the tutoring services on campus. In this week's class discussion, you will share your plan for commitment for improving in your math classes with your classmates. And finally, this week's journal entry assignment will be slightly different from other weeks. You'll make 4 entries this week. on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, starting today. And write a reflection on Saturday, whether any of the above 4 days went by without you having to use any math. Be mindful, pay attention to everyday activities. It would be interesting to notice what will happen during those 4 days and if math was involved in any of your everyday activities. And finally, if you missed the class or just want to refresh on what we did in class, feel free to use the following study material. Week 3 class overview, and I also have Week 3 video, this video that I'm recording right now, and that will be posted on Canvas. Then you have access to the PowerPoint of the topic of today's class, Study Strategies for Math Classes, Quick Overview, and a video of the short overview of the math study strategies. And this week's math topic is a quick overview of basic geometry concepts. I will also put the link to the video to this topic on Canvas. These are the references that I use for this PowerPoint. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.